In our previous lesson, we created a mapper class for our new data pipeline. In this lesson, we will create a driver class which will be used to trigger our MapReduce application. Okay, so let's open driver.java file. In this class, um, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, we can read the data from Elasticsearch and save everything into file. But as you know, Elasticsearch is great with queries and searches. So to make it a little bit interesting, what we can do is we can send some query to Elasticsearch and only pull the records satisfying that query and save the result into a file. To do it, as you can see, we have created an object of string type, and this object has a value which is basically a location of the query.json file. Okay, and I'll show you what this file is. So we have it in the same location. So let's open this file. Okay, so this file has a DSL query, and it's a very simple query. It is just saying that only pull the records for which emergency has a value of fire and fire alarm. Okay, so we are only interested in those records which has fire emergency. All right, so let's go back to our driver. Now here again we will do the configuration. The first thing we need to set is the node, Elasticsearch node, which is localhost running at 9200 port. Then we also need to specify Elasticsearch resource, our index and the type from where we are going to read the data. And finally, we are adding another property which is es.query and giving it the location of our file, which has the DSL query as we just saw. So when we set all these properties and contact Elasticsearch, all these parameters will be processed in Elasticsearch and the query will be executed. Next is we create a job object and we name the job as Elasticsearch to MapReduce. Our jar class is the driver class. Our mapper class will be our ES2 mapper class. And here we are using set input format class. Okay. In our previous data pipeline, from MapReduce to Elasticsearch, we had used set output format class because for our program, the output was returned to the Elasticsearch. Now in this case, Elasticsearch is an input. Okay, so that's why we need to specify this property, and it has the value of ES input format. And again, this method, and again, this class is coming from ES Hadoop jar file. Okay. We don't have any reducers in this program, so reduce will be 0. We also don't want any speculative executions for map and reduce, so both are set to false. In this case, again, the difference from the previous exercise is that we are setting the output format because we are saving the data to an SDFS location and reading from Elasticsearch. So here our output path will be our argument, first argument after the program. So our output location will be provided as an argument. And lastly, we are running this job and we wanted to wait until it is complete. Okay. In next class, we will build this application and then run it. Okay. I'll see you in the next class.